I don't even know if anybody will show up, to be quite honest. But the reason, I did have an actual reason for showing up and interrupting your world. Two things. Number one, I'm going to go live again next Tuesday. Okay, let's see here. I don't know what the date is, but it's going to be Tuesday. Let me look. I can look and see what the date will be. Well, oh, there it is. My handy dandy calendar. So, uh, it'll be the 21st, I think. My husband's birthday is this week, and I ain't bought him nothing. I don't know what to buy him. He's got me. I mean, what else does he need? Anyway, I don't know what to buy him. The man has everything he needs, and if he's one of those people, hey Nicole, hey PA Outdoors, how y'all doing? I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna come on here and ask you what y'all think I ought to get the man for his birthday. Quite honestly, you know, my husband, he's first of all, he loves Amazon. He just loves Amazon, and they love him. But if he sees something he wants, he tends to just go ahead and get it for himself. I don't have to. I don't have to worry about it. So he's very difficult, very, 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 very difficult. What does he like? He likes Michigan football, which he's got so many Michigan football shirts. And quite honestly, I don't want that decor all over my house. You know, beer signs and all that kind of stuff. I don't want that. Now, if he had a man cave, that'd be one thing. But he doesn't really have one. Um, he's got all kinds of tools. He's hard. He's hard. He likes food. Well, we all like food. But I'm not gonna do food because he really should be on a diet. Does he have a helmet? Well, I looked at those helmets, and they're like $300, and they're not even the really expensive ones. The really expensive one was over $1,000. I love him, but I ain't wasting $1,000 on a football helmet. And I thought about tickets to like some kind of show or something, but I can't even think of nothing like that. It's pitiful. It really is. Now, if there was a bowl game coming up or something, I could get him that, but well, that is true. That is. Hey, Tracy, he might would love it, but where would he put it? You know, as I age, I find that I have accumulated. We all have accumulated a lot of stuff that we really just don't need. I mean, I know that sounds terrible because I'm sure other people might need it, but okay, now this is just an example. Yes, I will be more than happy to make you a spot of tea there, Big Dreams. In fact, okay, now y'all put on there how to find y'all, how to get a hold of y'all. Let's get your numbers up. Um, I love a spot of tea. But what I was gonna say is I was looking through my cabinet the other day. Hey Carrie, how you doing? I got four deviled egg plates. Why? I like deviled eggs, and I can eat deviled eggs. But why do I have four of them? I think I have four of them because people have passed away. Hey honey, how you doing? Just Mahar? I'm sorry if I mess up how to say your name. But when people pass away, I inherit stuff. And so I think that's how I've gotten so many deviled egg plates. Because don't nobody need that many deviled eggs. I mean, good Lord, peeling all them eggs? Oh no. Mm-mm. I'm not real high on peeling eggs. I don't like doing that. I'll do it, but I don't like doing it. And now that the chickens, thanks to Nicole, are laying eggs again, we can have deviled eggs. Uh, but anyway, so I'm trying to figure out. Me and the baby did a Viking shirt. Well, what I have done is we have. Um, I love deviled eggs too. We have a Christmas tree that is it's a Michigan Wolverine Christmas tree, and so I have been buying him Christmas ornaments, and but I went on there and looked. Well, when was it I looked? It was last week sometime. Those Christmas ornaments are like $20 a piece. I don't recall ever spending that much on them. Oh, I love cookies. What kind of cookies did y'all make? Um, but anyway, so I've ordered the stuff, like these, I don't know what you call them. They're like stickers. And I'm going to make some Christmas ornaments for him for his tree. Hey, Waylon, how you doing? So, oh, chocolate chip. That's a favorite around here. The grandbaby and I generally make chocolate chip cookies at least once a week. And they all just scarf them down like there's no tomorrow. My favorite cookie is a shortbread cookie. And I will say that they're very good with a spot of tea. Um, well, you have to show up and you have to be here for a couple of times so I get to know that you're not some kind of wackadoodle, and then you might get a wrench. The people that have wrenches on here, I have had since the beginning, and they're very trusted friends. I had some unfortunate incidences with handing out wrenches to people who were, quite honestly, they abused the privilege. So I have to be a little bit cautious with that. You're a wackadoodle? I'm a wackadoodle too. You know, it's so funny. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so I asked the grandbaby what she wanted for lunch. Y'all ain't never gonna guess. Oh, thank you. She wanted McDonald's. So, being Granny, I went and got her some McDonald's. And my husband decided he wanted one. Honey, you can have a hammer. I'd be more than happy to get you a hammer. But so I went and I got my husband his, and I got my son his, and I got my granddaughter hers. Do you know how much that was? It was almost $40. What's your question there? But I couldn't believe food for 3 people, and one was a Happy Meal. $40. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's even more over in the Orlando area. What's my opinion on black people? Well, they're just like everybody else. There's good ones and there's bad ones. I don't judge people by their skin color. I don't judge people by their sexual orientation. I don't judge people. The way you get judged by me is, are you a good person? That's how I, you know. But if you're mean and ugly and hateful, then no. But if you're kind and so forth, then I'm fine with you. So that's just my own personal opinion. I have dear friends in every category you could possibly think of. Well, now, I can tell you since you got your girlfriend out the closet that that's a big clue right there. Now I also, when people, if y'all hear that crackling sound, that's my son. He's getting himself some cereal. So Courtney is Big Dreams. So Courtney See, Carrie, you came out of the closet. Um, but you know, I don't see why people do uh, harsh judgments on others. I mean, we've all got skeletons in our closet. Uh, oh, Nicole, dishes. Ugh. I done loaded the dishwasher. I know you probably don't have a dishwasher because you live out there in the boonies, but I thank goodness we do. Hey, Miss Scooter, how you doing? Um, but so personally, I think that we all need to be kinder to each other. You know, Big Dreams, I'm gonna get my tea set out. I'm gonna get my tea set out, and we're gonna have us a proper tea party. Maybe we can go on together one day and have us a proper tea party. Um, you know how to make crumpets? Yeah, we could do that. That would be easy. That'd be fun. So, anyway, I hope all y'all had. Oh, honey, I got some hats. I have this thing about one of the things that I would do if I ever won the lottery is I would go to the Kentucky Derby and I would get me a tremendous hat. I would just wear just a tremendous hat. And now I have gone to polo matches because we have polo matches here. I've even, well, he's now King Charles, but he was not king when I saw him play polo. And you have to kind of dress up for that too. Hey, Rule, how you doing? It's past your bedtime, sweetheart. You got to go to work in the morning. But so I have been to those, and you get to wear those big hats. You know, if you saw that movie, oh Lord, what was that movie? Pretty Woman, and yeah, you get to wear fancy. You get to dress up fancy for polo matches. Yeah, I bet you do love a fancy hat. What does it have to say? Kansas City on it? I know what kind of hat you wear. Oh, Perlman, hey, Whataburger. Hey, you know, I have been to a Whataburger. We don't have one around here, but I have been to one. They're delicious. But, you know, I just went to a Culver's, I think is the name of it. I think they're out of Wisconsin. And they have those little cheese curds. That was pretty tasty. I don't generally eat out. Yeah, that's it. But you know, it wasn't cheap. But you know what? Any kind of food that you eat out anymore is not cheap. We don't have a lot of restaurants here where I live. And we don't have a lot of chain restaurants. A Whopper, you know what? I used to actually really like a nice Whopper with everything on it, the works. We get to go out to eat Thursday night. My husband, for his birthday, and that's what he said he wanted to go out to eat. Where are we going? It's some steakhouse. It's not Outback. It's not Texas Longhorn. We're going to Longhorn for his birthday. See, I prefer to have a burger at home because I don't eat the bun. So now the rest of them I'll do. And my husband, he generally does it all on the grill. And we've got one of those flat Blackstone things. And he'll do the buns. He puts butter on them and puts the buns on there. Oh, they all love that. You know, Perlman, yes. Yes, I would love to do that. I can easily do that. Daytona is not that far away. That would be fabulous. We could have a little family reunion. One time when we went up to Daytona, we stayed in a hotel that wasn't very far from the track. And this limo pulls up. We were just leaving the hotel to go to the track. This limo pulls up, and the guy says, "Do y'all need a ride to the track?" Well, of course we need a ride to the track, but I'm not paying no limo because God knows how much that's going to cost, right? My son was little at the time. I say little, he was like 8 or 9. And he says, "Well, I'll take you for $5 a piece." Honey, you know we got in that limo. And we pulled up to that limo, and my little old son, he was so excited. Oh, my Lord, he was so excited. And we go to get out of the back of the limo, and the driver, "Hey, Beth!" The driver said, "No, no, stay there." And so he gets out, and he has his little hat on, you know, his little outfit on. And he goes around to the side, and he gets out this red carpet and rolls it down on the floor. And we got out of that limo and walked on that red carpet. People were staring at us. They thought we were somebody. Hey, show and tell. You know, they thought we were like the Earnhardts or something. And it's like we wasn't nothing but just old people going to the races, you know. But uh, that was fun. And that's a memory that he will have forever. Um, but I don't go to the races anymore. I'm doing great. I haven't really been overly busy. Husband didn't feel good today, but we did go uptown. Oh Lord, we went uptown. Y'all, I don't like to go uptown anymore. I really don't. But I wanted some more flowers. And so, thank you, I love my glasses. We went uptown and we bought some flowers, not a whole lot, because they were way too expensive. I'm going to have to start them from seed. And he said he didn't feel very good. So we came on home and he went to bed. And then me and the grandbaby, we played outside. We played with chalk on the driveway. Yes, big dream. See, oh, honey, I've got all kinds of glasses and hats. I can be properly attired for any affair that you ever want to drag me to. I even have cowboy boots. I have combat boots as well. Mm-hmm. Granny does not lack in attire, shall we say. I wear the same thing all the time. I think everybody does. You know, I had read a thing one time that talked about we have 5 outfits that we love. Not necessarily love, but 5 outfits that are go-to outfits. And that's what we tend to wear all the time. Now, you may throw in an occasional whatever, but you tend to wear the exact same thing all the time. Yes, I am combat ready. You would be shocked, stunned, and amazed. I do even have a little bit of camouflage, but what do I need camouflage for? I really don't. And the only reason I do is because, now don't, no judgment, people, but my ex-husband was in the military, and so I have camouflage. Desert camouflage, I have the green camouflage, I have the white camouflage, all that stuff. But yeah, so there's that. Anyway, what was I talking about? Being properly attired. Yes. You know, the thing that I'm trying to think. I have a really good winter cape type thing, but it's in Ohio. Because I thought, I'm never going to wear it here. You know, if I need a jean jacket, that's about the extent of it. I actually, since I've been walking, have been wearing my tennis shoes. But prior to that, I wear my sandals, my flip-flops, you know, easy, comfortable things. My mother, as y'all all know, she just turned 87. And she said, there's no reason in the world to be uncomfortable. You need to be comfortable in life. And so, I am. I tend to keep myself comfortable. So, anyway, we did plant the flowers. flowers that we bought today uptown, and I've got to get some more of them. We did get a new butterfly bush. It's purple. I love the purple flowers. Um, so, and I've got a lot of lantana that I've got to pull up and try to find a new home for because it's starting to get too overgrown where it is. Um, yeah, I think, and I want to get some more like stuff that I've got these hanging baskets, and I want to get stuff that's going to grow down and be flowy. They've got these petunias that are called wave petunias. Well, I didn't want to have to take a loan out at the bank to buy a potted flower. So that's still at the store because I said, I'm sorry, I'm not, they're beautiful, I love them, but it's not going to happen. I'm not paying that. So I'm going to have to get me some seeds or something. And, oh, my tomatoes. Well, they're really not my tomatoes. Well, they kind of sort of are. They were my seeds. My husband wanted to try to grow these aquatic, anyway, he's growing them in water. And he has little blossoms on there. So we're going to have some tomatoes. Those are sweet 100s. And then I've got, cross your fingers, I've got 2 Cherokee purple plants. They're only about that big. But, you know, we'll get it done. Because I do love my tomatoes. That's my tomatoes, asparagus, and mushrooms. Aside from meat, butter, and eggs, that's really pretty much it. So, you know, now for the rest of them, I do try to grow my lettuces and stuff now that it's starting to get a little bit cooler. Oh, Nicole, I have to tell you, the baby wanted to go swimming today. I just could not bring myself to it. I just could not do it. Now, when I tell you what the temperature of the water was, you're going to laugh. It was 78. And I said, it's too cold. Granny can't do that. So I did go online, like you suggested, about getting some kind of solar heating for it. So maybe that's what I'll get my husband for his birthday. Because he'd be the one that'd have to put it all in and do it all. Work. For his birthday. That would be kind of evil though, wouldn't it? Okay, so I have a Explorer. See, I knew Nicole, you'd be like, oh Lord. I have an Explorer, and he bought it for me for my birthday. Not this year, but last year. And I don't know, comes with a contract about getting the oil changed or some such garbage. I don't know. So he says to me, I'm going to drive it to work tomorrow. I said, excuse me, what am I supposed to drive? Oh, well, you could take one of the other ones. I said, the baby don't like to ride to school in them other vehicles. She wants to ride in that one. Now, the reason that she wants to ride in that one is because when he brought it home, he told her, when you get old enough to drive, you can have this. So she thinks it's hers. Now, she's only 6. But that's her car. So, I guess Tuesday, I'll have to break down and I'll have to drive the Mustang. I don't have anywhere to have to go, to be quite honest. A simple family lifestyle. Hello and welcome. But, so, yeah, Tuesday, I think I'll drive the Mustang. I was trying to think of somewhere to have to go. I can always take it over to the beach, but, because that's fun. That's fun to go and go over the bridge. Y'all know what that motion is. That means I'm going over the bridge because we don't have no hills. We are flat. flat as a pancake. Uh, so the only time you go is if you go over a bridge. It's the only time you. So and in fact, if you're ever bored, go to the Sebastian Inlet State Park, and they have a camera that's up, and it films the beach all the time, and you can see where I live. I live on the beach though. I'm not that rich. I'm not rich at all, to be quite honest. We're comfortable. We're fine. We're not rich. Uh, but it's taken a lot of work to get to the point that we are. I sometimes get a little bit resentful when people imply that, oh well, Granny's rich. Well, no, no, Granny's not rich. Granny's okay, but Granny's made some very wise decisions, and she's worked, and her family's worked, and it it wasn't just, I mean, we did inherit my husband's family's farm, but he worked that farm for years and years and years and years. So, you do kind of get a little bit of a, not resentful, but you kind of go, "Yeah, no, I'm not going to hand you money just so you can go buy cigarettes, but, or whatever, booze, whatever. But, cause, but I do try to be generous. I do try to be helpful. I do try to, if I see a need, help fulfill it. So that's all I got to say about the money situation. So Renzo, it's an interesting name. I do invest in lovely teacups and hats. I tell you where to be quite honest, my teacups, I get them at like thrift stores. And what happened, see, I live in a retirement community. So, like, very wealthy retirement community. Now, I live on the poor side. The rich people live on the beach side. And so they get rid of stuff, and they die, and their families don't want it. And so, you can go and sometimes find some lovely things. So that's how I got my teacups and stuff, and they don't all match. I mean, at like a place setting, they don't all match. But it's still fun to have a tea party. Well, thank you, Nicole. I do appreciate that. I may be going to Wisconsin. Da da da. My daughter, I may be going up there to visit with her. She's trying to decide if she wants to stay there or if she wants to come back and live in Florida or whatever it is she wants to do. And she doesn't drive. So if she does decide that she wants to come back here, I'm going to have to go up there and rent a truck and drive her back. But, so I might be going to Wisconsin. Now, of course, she picks in the middle of the winter. Well, it's not really winter yet, but I told her she needed to make a decision sooner rather than later, because I really don't want to have to drive in some kind of nasty snow situation. That's just not my forte. Not at all. I gotta get my car. So, I don't know about other states. Hey James, how you doing? I don't know about other states, but in the state of Florida, we have a lot of state. Good night, sweetie. I hope you have sweet dreams. We have the state parks. We have national parks, but we also have state parks. Now you can get a national park pass. I don't know how much they are, Uh, and you can also get a state park pass. Okay, to get into a state park in Florida, it's about $8. So that's per person. Uh, so it can get a little pricey. So we as a family will get a state park pass every year so that we can go to the parks without any issues. And it does quickly pay for itself because my husband likes to go over to the inlet and go fishing and or shrimping. If y'all have never been shrimping, it's a very unique thing to do. I've got a shrimping story for you. But anyway, you can get these passes and they actually save you money. Um, Tracy, are you leaving us? If you are, sweet dreams. If you're not, stick around. I'm not doing anything, obviously. Um, but I love to go down to the Florida Keys. And there are a number of state parks down there. John Pennekamp is down there. And so, if you scuba dive, okay, see, Pearlman, you've been shrimping. Well, my husband, when he gets the notion that he wants to do something, he kind of all in, you know. And so we have these like fluorescent-y, why do you go get yourself some sleep? These fluorescent lights that he lowers into the water and it makes it so you can see the shrimp. And then he's got these interesting nets and so forth, and these buckets that you put them in. The first time we ever went, we went over, and it's called the Balbasso Causeway, and it has a catwalk. And so we were on that catwalk, and I'm supposed to be toting, you know, the Home Depot bucket that he's going to put these shrimp in. And he's carrying all this other stuff. Hey, silly salmon! So he's carrying all this stuff, and I'm toting that bucket. And we get there, and it's cold, because apparently the shrimp run when it's cold. And so we get there, and I'm standing there watching, you know, and it's kind of boring. If they're not doing their thing, it's boring. And so all of a sudden, he's like, "Okay, you gotta pay attention." And I'm like, "Okay, all right." And I'm looking, I still don't see nothing. So I sit down on that Home Depot bucket, and he looks over at me and hateful. "Get off my bucket." Well, why? "I'm gonna need to put my shrimp in that bucket. You gotta get off that bucket." Okay. So, begrudgingly, I got up off the bucket. Well, he does the net thing, and he's all excited. And he has one shrimp. And I said, I had to get up off the bucket to put one shrimp in it. I can hold one. Well, he didn't think that was very funny. I thought it was a hoot. Now, end of the story, he did catch a whole bunch of more shrimp. Even some of those big prawns that are just fabulous. But good Lord have mercy. You would have thought that I was sitting on the crown jewels instead of just an empty old Home Depot bucket. Have y'all noticed how much them buckets have gone up? And they sell the lids separately. So, like Tractor Supply, you go and you buy the bucket, and it's $4, and the lid's $3. Really? It's a plastic bucket. It's not like and laundry baskets. Have y'all noticed how expensive laundry baskets have gotten? Now you can buy a piddly one, like, you know, at the Dollar General or whatever, but You get what you pay for. But a proper, sturdy, laundry basket, you're going to have to pay $20 for it. It's ridiculous. Just absolutely, absurdly ridiculous. I can't. Okay, I've been looking at this, and I think this is kind of a neat thing. Now, I don't. Now, my husband rolled his eyes at me when I was talking to him about it. But he drinks a lot of soda. Okay, and he drinks it out of cans. And I was like, there's got to be something we can do with all them cans. Hello, John. And so I thought, you know what? I should figure out how to get a forge, and melt them things down and make like fishing stuff, because he would like that, and Radar's bush camp, he'd like it. And, I got a lot of buddies who fish and stuff, and I know how to make fishing lures because I used to work for a fishing lure company. And so I thought, you know what, maybe I should do that. So I've been looking at different setups and stuff, and I just might try my hand at that. It's almost a craft. I know that the men that do it wouldn't think that it's like, a craft. It's not, crocheting or something. But it just looked awfully interesting to me. So that might be something I do. I have to keep myself busy. And now I could clean. I don't like to clean. I do it, but I don't like it. I don't do it like hardcore. I need a maid. I really do. But I want one that works for free. Don't nobody work for free anymore. Not even your children. Lord knows your grandchildren don't. Good Lord have mercy. But so do y'all have hobbies? Things that just interest you, that you think, or something that you think, okay, I would like to try to learn how to do it. There's a lot of things that I have done in my life that people would be, okay, you're not going to be surprised that I know how to can food. That's not going to shock you. But that I can scuba dive. I'm a certified scuba diver. That might shock you. That I know how to water ski. I don't know how to snow ski though. And I don't know how to, I know how to roller skate, but I don't know how to ice skate. So, there's just different little hobbies and little things that people do that bring them joy and pleasure. So, I think it's neat, like quilting. I'm not real good at it. My sister's better at it than I am. But I want to paint a quilting sign. Have y'all ever seen those? They have them up in the Amish country. But I want to paint one of those. Okay, Pearlman. That sounds like a nice hobby. Does she like doing it? Well, especially if she can make a little money at it. I have a cousin who makes those cake pops. Yeah, she makes. Hey, Mama Goat, how you doing? I just lost somebody on here. I was gonna say hey to them. That's part of the problem. Is that you can't always see everything. Silly Salmon, I know you're on here. How you doing? So, Mama Goat, I'm doing real good. I cannot complain. And even if you do complain, quite honestly, what does it get you? It just makes you sad. Or it does me anyway. So, anyway, I'm thinking about doing that aluminum forging thing. I just think that looks kind of neat. I also thought that the making the knives was neat, but I don't think I don't think I can do that. That's a little more intense than what I want to do. What else does anybody do? Pearl, I know you hunt and fish. Have you been hunting yet? don't think Rado's going back anytime soon. I think he wore himself out. Oh, that's sweet. My husband would not be very good at making cookies. He does not have the patience for it. My personal favorite cookie is shortbread. I love a shortbread cookie. Um, I got to put another coat of paint on my fingers. And you want it all dry before you go to bed, because if you don't, it makes a mess. I love good cookies. I like, I don't, well, with my uh, new frame of mind and my new dietary limitations, I don't eat cookies, but that don't mean I don't love them. Don't eat donuts either, but I like them. And Lord, I could have killed somebody yesterday for some ice cream. But it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. So, does anybody else? Okay, so my husband does not eat cake. I'm not. Wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. He will eat cake if the grandbaby makes it. Okay. He likes angel food cake. I mean, it's alright, but you gotta have some stuff on it, So, he will eat cheesecake. So, I might make a cheesecake. But then again, I might just buy one. Because that's a whole lot easier. Well, he has this thing about desserts. He likes those Swiss rolls. Oh, you did go hunting this weekend? Well, I'm sorry you didn't get anything. My neighbor, bless his heart, he had to have arm surgery, well, shoulder surgery actually. And he hunts. He's a prolific hunter, and he just had the surgery a week ago, something like that. And it's driving him bonkers, absolutely bonkers, because he has a number of different places that he goes and hunts. And so his son, who's the same age as my son, his son says, well, Dad, you can go. You can't do nothing, but you can go. So he did go. I think he just went to kind of go for a ride, to be quite honest, and just have the experience. He can't hold a gun. Well, I don't think he can now, but because his arm's still in that sling. Why is it that the minute you get the nail polish on, your ears itch, your hair, your head? Men who do not wear nail polish do not know the suffering that we go through with that. There's a lot of things that y'all don't know about us. It's just true. I have this kind of a running joke that we're going to get to heaven and God's going to go, men and women weren't really supposed to live together. That's going to be the running joke. So that's a theory, just a theory. Now see, I just banged this one. See? Can you tell? Oh well, it'll be alright. So, I've kept y'all on here for almost 45 minutes. I'm sure y'all gotta go to work tomorrow. See, I'm retired, so I don't have to go to work tomorrow. Husband, he is not retired. He still has to go to work. That man was looking at this property. He's like, oh look, if we won the lottery, we could buy this. Oh dear. I wouldn't think that the cat's claws would be a good place to try to put um, nail polish. Hey, squirrel, how you doing? Um, Squirrel does like metal detecting, and so we have where I live. It's on what's called the Treasure Coast, and so thank you, Glenn. And so I think it would just be fabulous to go over there and do that. I have a little piddly metal detector thing, but there are people, male fisher, who found the Etosha, which was a shipwreck down by the Keys, which is the largest shipwreck ever found. But he has a place over, I'm showing y'all the beach, it's that way. Uh, he has a museum here, but also you can go and walk the beach and people still find doubloons and artifacts. A young man found a gold platter type thing. It was over $20,000. Nicole, you are exactly right. But so I think it would be quite fascinating. I'm doing good if I find shark teeth, to be quite honest. You know, I love to go to the beach. Um, I don't do it as much as I should. I know that. And we talk about that too, about the fact that we live in a place that people choose to come on vacation, you know, but yet we don't avail ourselves to going over there. And it's kind of sad. I mean, and right now the water, well, it's a little bit cold right now, but Nicole would like it. Um, but I just like going over there and watching the sun come up and stuff like that. If you're ever, hey Grit, how you doing? If you ever go down to the Florida Keys, you can watch the sun come up on the one side and the sun go down on the other side because it's very small. It's like 2 miles across on parts of it, and that's really kind of neat. I like doing that. That's a fun thing. It's gotten very touristy down there though. But if you stay out of Key West and stay up in the more northern Keys, it's not quite so bad. Um, but I love to go down there, and I love my favorite fish of all is a hogfish, and it looks like a hog. The little face is nasty. But it's a white. The well, it's actually kind of a pink. Um, but it tastes a lot like shrimp because that's all they eat. Hello, real outdoor living. Hogfish live on shrimp. So you have to, so they stay well down far, you know. You have to shoot them with a spear. You have to spearfish them.
But they're really good.
They're very tasty. Yes. And then let's see what else. What other kind? I like clams, which you can get in our river. Uh, it's actually called the Indian River Lagoon. That's where the manatees and the dolphins and all that stuff are. And but I only like my clams fried. Don't eat oysters. Don't care for those. But my husband likes oysters. Um, we used to camp on what they call the Barrier Islands. There's these little islands, and they're in the lagoon. And see, the hogfish is good, Pearlman. It's tasty, isn't it? Um, but you could camp, and you still can. You can camp on those islands, and that's fun. Take the boat and take all your stuff and go camping on those.
Um,
But I would like my daughter. One time she was, oh gosh, this has been about 4 years ago. She was here and she wanted to know if she could go and stay on the island like for a week or something. And it's like, well, sure. So, that's what she did. And I could see her from the shoreline on this one particular little island. And so, I could take the jet ski and take her supplies when she needed them. She wasn't really roughing it. But, well, I know that I have kept y'all on here for almost an hour now. Herman, why ain't you in bed? Don't you gotta... Yes, whoever's doing that, bless their hearts, thank you so much, because we don't need that other stuff. You know, I get a lot of trolls. I've noticed that a lot of people don't get any, and I seem to just, I don't know, they just kind of flock to me. But my people, y'all are good. Y'all are very good because, and I don't understand what their purpose is. I mean, that's a lot of work to sit there putting that garbage on there. Why do they do that? That don't make no sense to me whatsoever. And Nicole, you and I can go live too. We'd have fun. Oh, that's hard on a body, Pearlman. That's my daddy used to do that. He and that working, uh, that working that night shift, that's hard on you. And the older you get, the harder it is on you because our bodies, our circadian rhythm, really is kind of gauged to daytime hours and nighttime hours. So that can be really difficult for your body. You need to take care of yourself. Make sure you're taking all your supplements and such. Glenn, I don't know, but thank you so much. You're doing a fabulous job. When I know that I used to work, I would work 24 hours. Oh, see, you're aging yourself doing that, Pearlman. When what I did, I had 3 jobs, and so, but you will get burned out real quick, like. Can you imagine being one of those troll people? You would have boring lives, Nicole. You're right. I think that, see, I can stay up all night. Now, my husband, he can't do it. He had a job for about a year, not too terribly long ago, and he worked 3rd shift, and it about killed him. I mean, and he was in a foul mood, and to the point where I was like, okay, you just have to quit. I don't care. You have to quit, because this is not worth it. It's just not worth it. And luckily, then this job that he's got now came about. Now he has to drive a little ways to it, but he likes it. So what kind of live chat is this? This is just an old lady talking. I can stay up all night. I don't have a problem with it. But I only sleep about 4 hours a night anyway, so there's that. Now my sister, bless her heart, she's got to have her 8 hours. And quite honestly, she's about a 9 o'clock at night bedtime person. So I just, and it's funny because she's always been that way, and I've always been the one who functions on very limited sleep. Now my mama, oh my Lord. Okay, so Mama has retired. She's 87 now. She's retired. She retired. She's been retired about 4 weeks now. Okay, so I have to go in there and check on her. That woman can sleep 12 hours. And it's kind of scary because it's like, okay, I don't want to find her dead. But I have to go in there and check on her. I'm like, I go in there, Mom, wake up. You've been in here for 12 hours. Um, so, yeah, I don't like it when she does that. But, hey, she's retired. She wants to sleep 12 hours. Grace, see, I get about 4, and they're not all consecutive 4. I mean, I'm going to have to pee in the middle of the night. That's just a given. It's just one of those, not particularly a good subject, but it's just the truth. When you've had babies, it's what happens. Just a fact of life. And I had nice sized babies. I didn't have no little old teeny babies. My babies was big. So, well, y'all, it's almost an hour. Can y'all believe that? I've been rattling off for about an hour. So, the other day, and I've said something about this before, but I get comments about it, and I just don't. Okay, so this is the thing. I don't get anything. I don't get no kickback. I don't get diddly squiddly. But I don't go to the dentist. All right, I don't go to the doctor. But I do use this stuff. Okay? Because I get people asking me about my teeth. Now I'm happy. Great, you have a great week too. Y'all, and when you go throughout your week, be thankful. I I try to always be thankful, and I try to be kind. And you nod at people, and you say excuse me, and you hold the door open, and just some basic common courtesies and pleasantries. I had to fuss at my husband today because he didn't hold the door open for me. I think he just didn't feel good, and that's why he didn't do it, but I fussed at him anyway. Hold that door open. He don't open the car door for me. Now my son does. He'll open the car door for me, and I think that's quite nice. Chivalry's not completely dead, but there's a lot of things out there that people just see. You're lucky because, well, I say you're lucky. I would love to live out in the middle of nowhere where there's nobody to pester me, and I could just do what I want to do and all that. Now, my husband would probably have to go to town because he's one of those people that thinks he's got to go to town every day. I do not. I'm be perfectly honest. I could not leave my house for months at a time. I could call in a delivery of my food or whatever it is, and I'd be perfectly happy, perfectly content. I can entertain myself, and I enjoy my home. Okay, great. We look at land a lot. Because we want to acquire more, because God's not making any more land that we know of. So we want to acquire more and have it available for whatever we need it for. Okay, well, I gotta try to. I don't know why this thing don't hold my thing so I can read it. Oh, I see you. Oh, mercy, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. I hate sitting in them things. Squirrel, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hate hospital chairs. You know, I've done my fair share of sitting and waiting for people in hospitals and such. And quite honestly, whoever it is that invents their furniture needs to be shot. You won't. They need to make it. They need to put a lazy boy in there, something that somebody can actually put their feet up, be comfortable in, and lay back and go to sleep in. But they don't. They put these highfalutin, ridiculous chairs that God knows how much they paid for them in these hospital rooms, and they're useless. Absolutely useless. Um, I just, yeah, yeah. They need to let me design a hospital room. I'm sorry that you're having to have that experience of being in a hospital for whatever reason, whether it's you or someone you care for. It's a horrible thing. I hate going into hospitals. They're necessary, but yeah, I just. And you know what? The minute when you are in the hospital and you're the patient, okay, I swear to goodness, the minute you actually do fall asleep, they come in there pestering the stew out of you. Birds and bugs, how you doing? Oh, but they do. They come in at the worst inconvenient times and wake you up. Now, I'm like, can't you just put that in the IV and let me sleep? You know, because you wouldn't know they was doing it in the IV if you're asleep. But yeah, they just pester the stew out of you. I'm sorry. I hope whatever is the problem, it gets fixed. Ooh. Ooh, that's not good. Fluid on the lungs is not good. Well, I do. I'll say an extra prayer, and I will actually pass it on to Mama because Mama has a huge prayer circle. Um, so I will do that because, you know, whether the people that you pray for believe in prayer or not, doesn't that it helps, I think, but it doesn't really matter. You can still pray for people. Yes, you can engage your prayer circle and uh, you know, it's just saying a few words uh, of in prayer. What can you tell us her first name? I mean, if you don't want to, I understand. Believe me, you know. Yes, a healing like yes. You know, Nicole, your husband's right. I know a lot of people don't believe in God. And I know that a lot of people have issues with religion at all. Um, but I don't. I have faith. And so whether the other person has faith or not doesn't matter. I have faith. And Fran, okay, Jim, we will put Fran, in fact, I'm going to write it down right now. Where's my little notepad? I got a little notepad right here. And I will write this down because this is important. And what a wonderful, uh, wonderful thing that you're able to be there with her. Now, I, I've not been in the hospital all that much, but when I have, I send my husband home because he just irritates the stew out of me at the hospital. Um, because I'm worried about him, you know, because he's a nervous Nelly. And and when my mama is in the hospital, she was in the hospital for quite some time. A couple of years ago, she would send me home because she's like, you don't need to be sitting here the whole time. I'm just gonna go to sleep. And she's right. All she did was go to sleep. Um, but I've also been there where Somebody needed to be there to make sure everything was going the way it's supposed to. So I understand all aspects of that. But Jim, we will definitely send up some prayers for you and Fran and for your extended family as well, because it doesn't just affect the two of y'all and the doctors and the nurses and the aides, that come in and um, see, she's wanting you to go home. I understand that. I understand that, because quite honestly, you're not gonna get no sleep there, but you might get a little bit of sleep, and you can get a little bite to eat. I know you love her, but sometimes you got to do what she wants you to do, because sometimes she knows better. And I know it's very scary to leave somebody in a hospital, because you're always afraid that's going to be the last time. But you can't think that way. You have to have faith that there's a healing power out there. Um, and so yes, we all will pray. Nicole is correct. Um, in fact, sometimes you're gonna have to do what she wants you to do, and it's hard. And if what she wants you to do is go home, honey, you need to go and get some rest. You can go back. Well, I say you can go back. You can go home, get a few hours of rest, and go back. Because they'll let you in the hospital. If she's your wife, they'll let you in there. You don't have to have visiting hours. And if they don't, you tell them to call me. I've been in enough of them situations where they end. I can be hateful. Yep. I can be ugly, nasty. But you need to get some rest, and she needs to get some rest, because she's gonna rest better without you there. Trust me, she is. And there's nothing you can do in the dead of night. Really, there's not. And if something happens, they'll take care of her. That's their job. Yes, you have to stay healthy. She is exactly right. Bird, you are exactly right. If you wear yourself down and you can no longer function well, when she does come home, you both gonna end up sick. And that's not gonna work. Somebody's gotta be in charge. Now she's gonna wanna be in charge. But you're gonna have to be the one to say no. You're not allowed to get up, or you need to get up and walk around, whatever the doctor says. Sometimes it's not easy to be the health police. So, but yes, we will definitely keep y'all in our prayers. All right, y'all. I have a number of friends who are fighting cancer, and I get a little bit irritated with this whole pink breast cancer thing. Now, it's not that I don't want them to raise money for breast cancer. It's not that at all. But this is my thing. I haven't had anybody die of breast cancer in my family. Knock on wood, whatever. I've had people who have had breast cancer, and they won the battle. But I've had people die of other cancers that don't get all the attention that breast cancer does. That's where I have my little bone of contingency. But in fact, I just bought these. Aren't they cute? They're for the breast cancer awareness, which is this month. But you know how people have Jeeps and they collect the little ducks? So I bought a few of these to to uh, to put on people's Jeeps so they can collect the little duck. Um, but I have a dear friend, in fact, and I didn't quite understand this. She called me the other day and said that um, yeah, yeah, Nicole, I agree. It's all about money. There are some holistic cures that, uh, things I do that are kind of a preventative for cancer. Um, One being the soursop, which I've got a soursop tree now that's doing really, really, really good. Um, Stealing trees, how you doing? Um, so being proactive holistically towards fighting cancers, um, is the route that I go right now. But I don't have any cancer. Um, but I have a dear friend. She said, and she called me and she said she has some form of leukemia cancer, as well as a blood cancer and some other kind that she hasn't quite divulged the information to me yet. But she said that the leukemia cancer was 85% in remission. I didn't understand that. Now, I didn't probe her and ask her a bunch of questions because I just don't do that. Hey, Wildlife Watch, what are you up to? Um, but I thought to myself, okay, that's fabulous. That a blessing. It's wonderful, but I didn't understand it. How are you 85%? How do they come up with that number? Oh, so yeah, I just didn't get that. Ain't that perplexing, Nicole? It certainly perplexed me. Now I had she was actually my best friend. Y'all would love her. Oh my God, you'd love her. She was just wonderful. Um, she passed away 8 years ago, and she had uterine cancer. See, Nicole, that's what I thought. And her whole process took about 2 years, and she died in hospice. Um, that was very difficult. Um, but at the end, you really were praying just for her comfort. Well, I don't think that cancer comes from eating meat. That's just me. I think that you would probably get as much, if not more, from eating fruits and vegetables that have been sprayed with chemicals. That's just me. Don't, you know. I know that in our lagoon here, in fact, it was a study that they just released, the dolphins are now having signs and um, symptoms of dementia and early Alzheimer's. And they think that it is from the runoff of that goes into our lagoon. And our lagoon is directly fed from the Atlantic Ocean. Uh, and so the golf courses, and these people think they've got to have the most pristine lawns on the planet. And they put all kinds of chemicals and just all kinds of stuff. And when it rains, it all washes into that. Escaping. Okay, we're just talking about the Indian River Lagoon and the fact that they have. He don't live too terribly far from me. Um. So I think that that link with the Alzheimer's, dementia, and the dolphins has something to do with the fertilizers, the Roundup, all that kind of stuff getting into that water. And it also goes into our aquifers where we get our water. So, it's a vicious circle. And the truth of the matter is, look and see the makers of some of these products, and then also the makers of some of the healing medicine that doctors prescribe. It's the same company. Now, I'm not saying it's a conspiracy thing. I'm just saying people need to pay attention to what's going on. That's just all there is to it. People need to pay attention to what's going on. And they don't. We all kind of go along fat, dumb, and happy. And, yeah, you just can't. Okay, Nicole, see, this is one of my concerns with Radar's Bush Camp because he was a crop duster. And so he's got all kinds of ailments now. And I wonder if that's from that kind of thing. Exactly. You are exactly right, escaping the but you know, I don't use chemicals on any of my gardening or my trees or my yard or anything like that. And I do have weeds. Weeds. But that's okay. They're green. From the road, you don't know. I'm like, really, people? Do you really care that much? And yes, they really care that much. It's sad. It's very sad. And I know it's not like this in every community, but in the state of Florida, it's bad. But so anyway, about the cancers and such. No, I don't. I'm not trying any chemicals. The biggest chemical I ever put on anything in my yard is vinegar or salt. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, see, that's terrible. That's terrible. I think that what you were saying about the volcano and the ash, sure, I think that stuff like that happens. Where it's in our atmosphere and we inadvertently suck it up and it gets in our lungs and all this stuff. Now, but there are things that you can do to help cleanse your lungs. Mullein is really, really, really good. And there are a lot of herbs and holistic things. I just read an entire article about rosemary and the fresh rosemary, and you take it and you smell it, and you do this throughout the course of the day. Still, good night, sweetheart. You have a good night, and okay, you got to go to bed, Pearlman. Asthma, yes, asthma. But now, see, the mullein, the I don't know. There's a bunch of different things you can. I just oregano. I take oregano all the time. Now I tell you what, oregano oil. It's not a palatable thing. It really isn't. But I do it anyway. A spoonful of it, and you choke it down. And I'm a really healthy person. Neti pots. if you clean out your sinuses with a saline solution, um, it, these little tiny little things like this um, really do help. Uh, During the entire shutdown of COVID, we were not sick in my home because I was very, very insistent on a certain regiment, Firesider, uh, and we didn't take the shots or do any of that stuff. Um, oh yes, Nicole, it's not hard. It's not at all hard to harvest the mullein, and you can make a tincture out of it. You could probably even make the tincture with the dried. I'll look that up. I'll figure that out because you can do that. Yeah, fire cider it's not nasty. You know, you're not gonna sit around just sip it. It's kind of one of those things where you do a shot. Uh, but the old ways that people healed themselves. I just watched a movie, rewatched a movie not too terribly long ago. It's called Where the Lilies Bloom. Now it's kind of a sad movie. Well, it has its moments. And fire cider, honey, you can go on the YouTube. There's hundreds of different recipes for fire cider. But you pick out it don't matter which one really, honest to goodness, it don't matter which one you use. And you mix it up and keep it in your refrigerator. And when you start feeling, you take that. It's great. It's wonderful. Um, there is one, Barbara O'Neill. Um, I have Barbara's books. I can say Barbara because we're close to the same age. But absolutely magnificent. She has such wisdom on helping to heal people. Uh, it's just, it's wonderful. The other thing is for my arthritis, and bones and joints and tendons, muscles, stuff like that. Comfrey. Comfrey is also a fabulous thing to use in your fertilizer if you're going to make fertilizer. And you just, it. People have been doing it for not just hundreds but thousands. Dandelion. Okay, I love dandelion. I made dandelion jam when we were in Ohio this spring because we have a farm up there, and it was everywhere. Oh my word, that dandelion was everywhere. So I made the dandelion jam, and you can actually, yes, well, it's not the best tasting for jam purposes. I'd rather have plum or something, but as a medicinal, it's wonderful because it's more palatable than just dandelion tea. But the dandelion uh, leaves, if you mix them in with other, yes, dandelion tea, Alan, exactly. If you mix them up, the green leaves, in with other lettuces. Now, I'm not a big arugula person. I think it's kind of bitter. But other lettuces, not just iceberg, because that has no nutritional value whatsoever. But my daughter's vegan, so while I'm carnivore, she's vegan. But yeah, you can eat, and people kill them. They spray them. They round up the snot out of them. It's wrong. It's just wrong. Wrong. But there's a lot of things like that now, I'm not real good with mushroom identification, so I wouldn't just go out foraging for mushrooms. But things that I do know, um, and it's just like a onion poultice. Um, it sounds nasty, and I guess maybe it kind of sort of is, but you cook onion and you wrap it up in some kind of cotton and you put it on your chest and it helps to clear out. I love my daughter. My daughter's vegan. She's been vegan for, oh good lord, almost 20 years. Yeah, because she's about 10 years old when she decided she wanted to be a vegan. Now tell me that's not interesting. Because my son's big time carnivore and she's vegan. So I've got both ends of the spectrum. We used to have really interesting Thanksgivings. Tofurkeys, the whole 9 yards. I now do a more clean eating for her when she's with us. I don't buy any of the processed fake vegan food. Um, because it was full of chemicals. I could flip it over and read the back of it and I went, okay, I don't know why this chicken nugget is any better for you than a real piece of chicken. Because, you know. So I tend to, I don't know what you call it. I call it clean eating. I don't ever eat anything processed. I don't even eat even though I'm carnivore, I don't eat like a hot dog or bologna or spam or any processed meat. I eat I don't eat, yeah, none of it. And I don't feed it to, uh, well, the rest of my family, they eat whatever they want. I don't stop anybody from doing what they gonna do. They gonna do what they gonna do. I gotta do what's good for me, you know. And I found that for me, um, it helps with my joints. It's helped with my, I know you go, okay, you still are puffy. Well, I am, but not like I was. And my hair, see, okay, it was like falling out and it's growing back. So, everybody's got to do what they've got to do. Now, I used to like some Underwood deviled ham. When I was a child, I liked that stuff. But now I don't eat anything that's processed at all because I just can't stomach it. I think it's between the chemicals and some of the spices and stuff that I just can't do. Um, I love onions, but I can't eat onions. They upset me. Um, but it's taken a good long while for me to figure out that these are the things that I just I can't do. Um, but like I said, I can't eat mushrooms and I can eat asparagus. I can eat green beans, but I don't really like green beans. I can't eat any of your like cabbage or I can eat fish. I can eat shrimp. I don't eat fried food. I like fried food, but oh Lord. Okay, so we've got this place called Dixie Crossroads. It's in Titusville, Florida, which is near Cape Canaveral, where the space things go up. Okay, giving you a reference to where this is. Um, See, yeah, they bother me too. I love them. They're good, but I can't do it. And French onion soup is my personal favorite. Can't eat it anymore. Um, but anyway, it's called Dixie Crossroads, and they have what they call rock shrimp, and I like the broiled rock shrimp, and they're delicious. Well, the last time we went, which was when we came home from Ohio this last time, oh my lord, it was 12 shrimp and it was like $26. We ain't doing that no more. That's ridiculous. That's just absurd. People have gone crazy. Okay, turmeric is wonderful. It has a lot of medicinal purpose or uses. Um, I add a little bit of turmeric in my chicken soup. Now, for me, my chicken soup is bone broth, chicken bone broth, and meat. That's my chicken soup, okay? But I'll put turmeric in it with my salt, Redmond salt. Um, and it's delicious. It's divine. I also add turmeric to my fire cider when I make it. The there's something else I was gonna say. See, my brain goes. Do y'all go like this? It flutters. But turmeric, ginger. I also sometimes will add some ginger to it. Uh, it's to help me stay healthy. The whole thing. All it's about me being healthy. And I have to be healthy. There's a number of reasons, but the number one reason that I have to stay healthy is for my granddaughter. I want to be here for her. I want to be here for her to have as long as humanly possible. Um, so, yeah. Yes, you must add the black pepper to activate the turmeric. Now I can't do spicy, but I can do black pepper. I'm not gonna sit there and snort black pepper, but I don't do real spicy. Cayenne pepper is really good for arthritis, and what you can actually do with cayenne pepper is castor oil is like it's wonderful, people. It's wonderful. So you can take castor oil and cayenne pepper and mix it together, and you can put that on, like, I don't know if you can see it, but this right here, this area on me will get like almost a swollen. It's always a little bit bigger than this side, okay? But it'll get swollen and it'll hurt, and it'll be like I can't pick up a cast iron skillet, which is very frustrating because that's how I cook my bacon. But I can put that cayenne pepper and castor oil on there, and it heats it up, and it just eases that. You can also use cayenne pepper for if you feel like if you're out and about or what have you, and you start getting some kind of chest anxiety, anything like that. If you can take some cayenne pepper, it will it goes in there and it goes and it fires off, and it will help you. I don't know why. Yep, I agree. I totally agree. I can't do the onion powder, but everything else you just listed, yeah, I totally, completely agree. Um, and that's another thing. When people they don't realize it, but one of the things, chicken soup. Now, matzo ball soup. Okay, it's basically chicken soup. Um, but this is the thing. It's an old remedy. Well, there's a reason it works. I don't know what the reason is, but it works. It helps to soothe this and goes up in here. And it does. It helps you. So, yeah, even if you got to resort to Campbell's chicken noodle soup, which I I don't do because it's got way too many chemicals in it. And chicken soup is probably one of the easiest things on the planet to make. Um, but you can make chicken soup and put it in the freezer. And then when anybody's feeling poorly, you pull it out and you've got beautiful, healthy, nutritious, healing soup. I make soup all the time. My mama loves soup. I made her uh, lentil soup last week. She was all excited. Her favorite's potato soup, though. Yeah, you're right. And you know what else? And I did not know this until probably in the last 5 years. Diatomaceous earth. Now, I get mine at Tractor Supply, and you want the one that's the food grade. Uh, but you can use it on your pets. You can put it on your pet's food, and it will help them with parasites and worms. It'll also help you. You can mix just a smidgen of it up in your coffee, and it will help you to eliminate those things. It also, for whatever reason, I grow garlic, and I love garlic. I've got to be a little bit careful with it, but I love garlic. I grow ginger too. I love to grow ginger. Ginger is probably one of my favorite things to grow. See, Nicole, are you feeling better? Now, I'm not opposed to taking some, amoxicillin or something like that. If you get really, there are times you need it, uh, but you try your holistic stuff first. I don't go to the doctor. So, um, when, oh, I tell you what, garlic, if you do a nice, uh, um, baked, roasted garlic. Oh, it's delicious. Okay, see, I use horseradish and the wasabi in my fire cider. It'll light you up, but I do. I take it like a shot, and then I chase it with milk, cause I don't do hot. I don't do spicy, but it is amazing how you can find and you get yourself some good books. I've got quite the library, but you can go to the public library. I'm high on going to the public library, and you look at healing remedies, ancient healing remedies. I mean, there's a there's there's so much out there right now that there was something I just got through reading about COPD. Um, Now my sister loves that really spicy, hot spicy. About the COPD, I'll try to find that again, Nicole, and let you know about it. Eons. I'm talking eons ago. Yes, I smoked. It was very fashionable. Uh, haven't in years. Many, and even when I did smoke, it wasn't like, you know. But I know that is a contributing factor to COPD for a lot of people. Not everybody. You can get these things, like Nicole said. You can get lung cancer without ever smoking. Um, my father-in-law had lung cancer. Now he did smoke when he was younger. Oh, Caroline. Oh Lord, that's way too hot for me. No, That's too hot. That would light me up. coming in this way and going the other way too, if you know what I'm saying. Not a pretty sight, but ooh, Lord, no, I couldn't do that. Uh, in fact, what was it? I made some jerky not too terribly long ago, and my husband said, "Oh, I checked this. You can use this," and I put it on my jerky. That man tried to kill me. It was so hot. Ooh, ooh. I said, I can't do this. I had to eat some butter, get my tongue cooled back off. Oh, well, bless y'all. Y'all are so sweet and kind, and thank you. I appreciate that. It's just like, oh Lord, no. Well, first of all, you can make yourself real sick drinking too much milk. Now, I personally, Nicole, do y'all have milk? Do you have cows? See, the only place I get milk is at the grocery store. We don't have a raw milk. In fact, I think in the state of Florida, it's against law to sell raw milk. I'm not positive. Now, I know we can get it in Ohio, but I don't think you can get it in Florida. Yeah, no, I can't do them hot. Now, I grow them. I grow those hot ones, and I do make hot sauce, and I give them away. I give them to I give a lot to my father-in-law, give a lot to my brother-in-law, but I just can't. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Now, we have a lot of Hispanic people here that work in the citrus industry, and they have these taco wagon things that you can go to. Whew, you walk up to them and you can like smell the heat. Does that make any sense? It's like it burns the hairs in your nose. No, I can't do those things. And I've even seen where they have beverages like well, they have a margarita with the wasabi in it. I like a margarita, but I don't want no hot margarita. I want me a like Jimmy Buffett margarita, you know, that kind of margarita. I'm not gonna be dancing on the bar stools either, by the way. Those days have long since passed. But yeah, so I think. See, no ghost peppers, no. The wasabi. Now those little peas. They look like little peas. The little wasabi, and they're crunchy. I have tried those before, and they were okay. I mean, but it still, it was not pleasant for my esophagus. So, but I think that I just skipped over because my daddy liked that kind of stuff. He would eat that stuff and he'd be sweating. He'd be eating that stuff so hot and he'd just be sweating. I'm like, oh no. I'll just stick with my little steak or my little old pork chop or lamb chop or something like that. And I don't have anything on those except for butter and salt. That's it. I do use a smoked salt though. Redmond's has a smoked salt that I really like a lot. I like the cherry wood one. But yeah, I eat a lot of butter. And that's another thing. See, they got people and they think that they get, high fat, and that they need to be low fat. Well, I do not agree with that. To each their own, everybody's going to do their own thing. You got to do what's right for you. But for me, I want real butter. I want good quality butter. Grass-fed butter. I like Kirkland's, Costco's, It's very good. Um, it's not cheap, but it's very good. So, hey Prince, how you doing? But so I don't I don't want people doing the whole margarine thing because if you set the thing out there, the ants and the bugs will not bother it. Oh, see, now I can't even do that hot mustard at the Chinese restaurant, and I love Chinese food, but I can't eat it no more. But oh, well, bless your heart, thank you so much. Um, anyway, so I think that people got into eating. Now I did have some banana peppers on a salad the other day. I had a salad. We went to Carrabba's for Mama's birthday, and I had a salad, and it had some banana peppers, and I could eat those all right. That they didn't bother me. Um, yeah. So those, I guess I can do some peppers, but I don't chance it too terribly much, if you know what I'm saying, because it's not worth it for me. My tummy just can't take it. Neither can the rest of me, for that fact. But the whole no fat, non fat thing, um, I don't go with that. I won't, you know, because I had read a study, and it was about the fact that your body needs, and this concerns me when it comes to my daughter. Your body needs animal fat for brain function, and it has something to do with the way that the little wires in there all do what they do, and that they need that. And so that kind of concerns me with her being a vegan and all. But hey, you know what? To each their own. Everybody's got to do their own research. Everybody's got to do their own. Um, a grilled cheese. I just read a recipe for a grilled cheese. I videoed it because it cracked me up. That it was in a cookbook how to make a grilled cheese. My grandbaby knows how to make a grilled cheese. She's 6. If you don't know how to make a grilled cheese and you're an adult, I'm so sorry. Somewhere somebody dropped the ball on your education. Yes, Alan. It was pitiful. It was pitiful. In a cookbook, telling people how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. That's like telling people how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's kind of self-explanatory. Peanut butter and jelly on bread. Really? Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I I would like. Don't forget, y'all. Uh, well, Barbara, that's my mama's name. Um, it's the truth. It is amazing how many people have no clue how to make anything. I have a dear friend, and she's just precious. She is the sweetest thing, and she can cook. But she'll call me from time to time, and she'll say, "How do you make whatever?" And I tell her, and she's like, "Well, but how do you?" And literally, she'll ask me, "How do you cut up the carrot?" It don't matter how you cut it up. You can cut it in squares. You can grate it. It don't matter. It's all going in the pot for soup. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Y'all are so good about those shout outs. And I watched a little bit of your live today. I love that color of your living room. It's the most beautiful yellow. My Mine's a nasty old beige. Uh, Everybody, put your little things on there so people can go on and uh, find you, because the community will grow. and when the community grows, we all grow. And let's face it, if you do happen to get monetized, you can do whatever you want to with that and help other people, help your own family, help yourself, whatever, you know. YouTube's gonna give that money to somebody. It might as well be all of us. That's the way I see it. So some of them people on the YouTube that you see, you're going, okay, you're just gonna show me what? Yeah, yeah, we will all grow together, and that's the beauty of um, sharing your channels and other people's channels. I've got to learn. I've got to learn how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I need lessons. I need somebody to come teach me how to do it because I'm pathetic at it. I don't know how to do it. Um, Real Outdoor Living, they're fabulous. They go and they try to promote as many people as possible, and I appreciate it. And I know every person that they are promoting appreciates it. So, and then sometimes it's kind of funny because you'll go on a person's channel and there's nothing there. I don't quite understand that, but yes, see, that's how you do that. It's wonderful. Um, See, y'all are smart. Y'all know how to do all that stuff. I don't know how to do all that. But then again, y'all know how to do all kinds of stuff. You got your daughter fixing the vehicles, and y'all are redoing them buses. Y'all are very creative. I'm not that creative. Well, my husband is, but I'm not. I can cook dinner, and I don't even do that much anymore. It's not that I'm lazy. It's that if I'm going to cook it, we've had this big discussion about Thanksgiving. If I'm going to cook all of it, I'm going to want to eat it. So I don't want to cook it all. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about these people in the holidays. I really don't. So, well, I am 62 and I'm very proud of my 62 because I have a lot of friends that didn't get to make it to 62. Uh, I'm looking forward to a very long life. My mama is 87. My one grandmother was 101 when she passed, and the other one, I think she was 98. So I'm looking forward to a nice long life. I kid my husband all the time about the fact that I'm going to outlive him, and he it kind of hurts his feelings sometimes, which I don't mean to hurt his feelings, but it's true. I will probably outlive him. Statistically speaking, I will outlive him. Uh, I'm not saying I want to outlive him, but I'm also not going to go, oh, we're going to go together. I'm not one of those people either. Um, no. So, but we all have to take care of ourselves as best we can. Because, well, it's just like him, my husband. You know, him telling me he didn't feel good today. We had to come home from shopping because he didn't feel good. And then him wanting to eat a double cheeseburger from the McDonald's. Really? Probably not your best choice for feeling poorly, and you're gonna eat a double cheeseburger from McDonald's. Not the wisest thing you could do. But he's a grown man, he can figure it out himself. He had a CT. Oh, Lord, I've done lost here now. Let me go back. This thing don't keep my. Oh, that is wonderful, Barbara. That is wonderful. You may admit, I don't go to the doctor. I don't get tests. I don't do any of that. For a number of reasons. One, I don't have insurance, so it's very expensive. Two, I feel like I feel good. I'm healthy. I'm mobile. I'm all these things, and I do an awful lot to combat my bad health, to be able to have good health. You know, if I do ever fry anything, I fry it in tallow or lard. Uh, I don't use seed oils. Occasionally, maybe a salad dressing if I'm gonna go that direct. Might have some olive oil in it. Um, but yeah, no, I don't. I'm trying, and that's all any of us can do is just try to be as healthy, um, and happy. You know, those kind of go hand in hand because if you are a happy person, if you are projecting happy thoughts, if you are projecting good energy, so to speak, you're putting the good energy out there into the wall. You tend to get good energy back, and so when you push out all this negative and you just get negative back, it does weigh on you. Um, it can squash your soul. It can squash your spirit, and just it can ruin not just your day, but it can ruin a whole month or months by bogging yourself down into misery. I mean, honest to goodness. And that's why we have people who are alcoholics and drug addicts and all these different addictions, um, because they have allowed things to smoosh into them. Oh, I love to laugh. In fact, Real Outdoor Living, today I was watching um, Carol Burnett, the old Carol Burnett show, and Carol and Harvey were laughing at Tim Conway, and they're trying not to look at the camera. They're doing like this, and they were getting so tickled, and their bodies are moving like this. But things like that, I find funny. Now, I don't. America's Funniest Home Videos, I do not find it funny in any way, shape, or form. I don't think people getting hurt is funny. But I love old Carol Burnett. I didn't think Laugh In was funny. I didn't think it was funny the first time. I don't think it's funny now. There's a few comedians that I get a nice chuckle out of. Obviously, Jeff Foxworthy, But we went and saw he and Ron White. Lord, I can't remember the other man's name. I feel bad. I can't remember his name. Anyway, wasn't the one that wore the shirt with no sleeves. It was the other one. Bill Engvall. Went and saw that. Just sat there and just laughed. Oh, I love the Beverly Hillbillies. I love to go and watch comedy. That Leanne Morgan, she's real funny. Me and Mama went and saw her. Larry the Cable Guy, that's the one. Yeah, it wasn't him, it was Bill. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Well, see, now I could stand to lose the weight that you have. Well, I can understand why you would go to the doctor if you were losing weight that you weren't trying to lose. That could be very concerning. Yeah, I can understand that. I think there was another one. I just saw her. She was on Facebook, I think. Anyway, she was talking about, she was from the South. I think she's from maybe Kentucky. But honey, she was so funny. And I don't like filthy humor either. However, that being said, way back in the day, it would have been in the 80s. Eddie Murphy, and he did a whole stand-up thing, and he had on red leather. Do y'all remember this? And he was talking about like the ice cream man. Uh, there's some kind of colorful language in that skit, in the whole thing. But Lord, funny! Oh my word, he was funny. And even like if you watch little children's shows, Mulan, where Eddie Murphy is the voice of the little dragon. Oh, funny! He is so funny. And Robin Williams cracked me up. I love Robin Williams. Um, I miss him. But there's not there. Once in a while, you'll get a comedian now, but so much of what people think's funny, I don't think's funny, and the language. You can be very funny without being filthy. Um, yeah, Rob Williams just cracked me up. I mean, he really did. I mean, and the way he was so spontaneous and just all over the place. And uh, he was on Johnny Carson one time, and poor old Johnny Carson. It was funny just watching Johnny Carson's reaction to watching Robin Williams. Robin was saying funny stuff, but it was even added to it was the fact that Johnny Carson was just totally, completely perplexed. Um, I don't really like I don't like political humor. I like situational humor. Um, but now a
I'm
good.
having trouble connecting to the internet. Check your Wi-Fi network connection by going to settings.
Do y'all hear that? Doo 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 doo. I think it was the computer or my husband's watch, one of the two talking to us over there. Um, what was I saying? That distracted me. Oh, situational humor. Um, and I really also like to be able to. Now, obviously, the grandbaby can't be in here when you watch certain things, but other times when my mother, because we're a multi-generational home, I'm not gonna want to watch somebody being nasty or particularly racy or anything in front of my mother. I have some decorum when it comes to my mother, please. Just gracious sakes alive. Speaking of that, okay, so I watched this show. It's called The Outlanders. And now they have a new one. It's called Blood of My Blood. I've also read all the books. I can't watch that with my mother. It's a little racy. It's very good, but I can't watch it. And my husband will say, "Oh, you're just gonna watch your porn." Well, I'm not watching it for that part. I'm watching it for the storyline. Please. But I would go to Scotland in a heartbeat. If anybody wants an escort for going to, not that kind of escort, someone to carry their luggage, that's the kind of escort. Um, I'll go. Someday I'll go. My daughter wants to go with me, so that'll be fun. I just have to save up the money for it, because I don't want to go on the cheap. I want to go and truly experience it and really get to see everything. So, Lord, what time is it? I hate it when my watch does this. It'll change its watch face. Does y'all's do that? It'll go to that. I don't want that. I want the one that tells me. I'm old. I'm decrepit. There's the one I want. The one that tells me what time it is. So anyway, it's 11:30. Y'all got to go to bed. I've got to go to bed because I've got to take the baby to school tomorrow. I've already made her lunch. And I already know what she wants for breakfast. She wants shredded wheat with the sugar on top. And a glass of milk. And maybe a banana. That's what she told me she wanted for breakfast. Easy, I can do that. Today, she wanted bacon and eggs. Okay, that's fine too. I'm trying to teach her how to cook. Now she can cook the eggs. I won't let her cook the bacon because, it pops all over and everything. But, if you've got children in your life, good Lord, teach them how to make a grilled cheese. All right, y'all, I'm going to bed. Y'all go to bed. And I'll be back on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. That's my normal come on and have a little chat. This was a pop-up, but I do schedule my Tuesdays at 8 o'clock, and that's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So, y'all, good night. Nicole, if you're still there, love you. Behave. I'll talk to y'all later.